This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and Talkspace, the leading virtual therapy provider, is telling everyone, let's face it in therapy. By talking or texting with a supportive, licensed therapist at Talkspace, you can face whatever is holding you back, whether it's mental health symptoms, relationship drama, past trauma, bad habits, or another challenge that you need support to work through. It's easy to sign up. Just go to Talkspace.com and you'll be paired with a provider, typically within 48 hours. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule. Plus, Talkspace is in-network with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Make your mental health a priority and start today. If you're not covered by insurance, get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80. That's SPACE80. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80.
Can you repeat the part of the stuff where you said all about the things?
It's a covenant cleanup.
Minnesota is so hot.
In your face, Milwaukee!
Happy Monday, and together we howl.
There we go, Paul!
This is 9 to noon at FM 100.3 KFAN. Welcome. Wolves and Golden State Warriors tonight, 9 o'clock KFAN. And to discuss that and the 2-1 lead in the series is Timberwolves head coach Chris Finch, thanks to Second Harvest Heartland and Prize Picks. Chris's 18 playoff wins are the most in the history of the team. So, Chris, congratulations on that. And I know you had immense respect for the man you passed, the late Flip Saunders. Good morning.
Good morning, PA. Thank you very much. Yeah, incredible coach. Got to know him a little bit when I was working with Kevin McHale. They were, had worked together, of course, and were college teammates and good friends. And so I never worked with Flip, but I know what he means to the organization and to be able to be, in his kind of company is quite the honor.
And victories in the playoffs, 19 and 20, would get the Timberwolves to the Western Conference Finals. Julius Randle and his triple-double on Saturday. I mean, he puts the power in power forward. How much does it help the overall plan, Coach, that you can run the offense through Julius and it runs quite well?
Yeah, I mean, I love that, the power and power forward. He's just one of the most physical players in the league offensively, and defensively, but he leads with his physicality on offense, that makes him a tough cover. Every single time down, he's gonna hit you. He's gonna make you play him. And when we got him, we felt that this is exactly what we needed at this time of the season. Another guy that you can give the ball to. Things calm down. He's going to be able to get to his spots. He's going to be able to get to his shots. And what he's done such an incredible job of over the last 40 games is just, finding his teammates, making the right play every single time, leading with his playmaking, but yet still staying aggressive and stepping up when the game needs it to get the big bucket.
With Julius, in essence, being point forward, is it similar to how they start much of the time with Draymond Green handling the ball? And it seems quite similar. And if so, do they have any cool plays you can steal?
Yeah, they have They got a lot of cool plays, actually. One of the more creative offenses in the league. Yeah, it's very similar to that. It's similar to what Denver does with Jokic. He brings the ball down a lot. In a series like this where there's so much perimeter defense by both teams, makes it hard for you to come down and get into your sets in the traditional way. But fortunately, we're very comfortable playing through Julius, and generally they don't pressure bigs 94 feet like they would guards and regular ball handlers.
Have you ever, with Julius Randle, have you ever coached a player who shakes off mistakes better than him? Like in Game 3, very late, it was right in front of you. That weird cross-court punt that he threw, and he knew he blew it right when it left his hands. Yeah. But you can tell he doesn't get down on himself and personifies living to play another play, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, he knew it. I don't know what he had seen in that play. He kind of just kind of froze a little bit. I think he was expecting them to come foul him, and he was maybe trying to get rid of it before they did. But yeah, he was disappointed in himself, but he shook off the play and went down right away. We got to, I don't know if we got to stop or not. I can't remember, but we finished the game out in good fashion. So yeah, I think he's at that point in his career where, he realizes that it's all about the next play. It's all about the right play. It's all about the winning play.
So Chris, 3 into this series now, and looking back, what was the extra time off after the Lakers absolutely a good thing?
I mean, not if you consider how we played Game 1 out of the gate. It was probably too much time. And if I had to go back and do it again, there'd be certain things I would alter about our preparation. That the way we practiced or what we practiced. At the time we thought we were doing it right, but in retrospect, there were things we probably should do different or should have done different. But it's one of the balance. You can look at it the other side, Pia. I mean, with the Steph soft tissue injury, unfortunately for them, they may have loved to have a few days coming into that series rather than just a quick 2-day turnaround. So you never know. You just kind of have to. Every team's different. Every series is different. Every preparation is different. So there's no real blueprint to do it. But I don't think it served us well.
But bottom line, this time of the year, I mean, getting any extra time to stretch out the legs, I mean, that's nothing but good news, right? I mean, I'd guess that the players recognize winning this one tonight and wrapping it up this week, if possible, and waiting for the next one with extra days, that's best for the greater good, right?
For sure. I mean, I think that's what you would choose. You would always choose that. That's the more ideal scenario.
Chris Finch, coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, thanks to Second Harvest Heartland and Prize Picks. Very cool of Chris to get up early. Out San Francisco way to join 9 to noon. 9 o'clock tonight, Alan Horton on the call. KFAN, Game 4, Wolves and Warriors. Wolves lead the series 2-1. When you say it took you guys a while to figure out Randle and the playmaking piece, what were some obstacles?
Well, I think, first of all, just usage and fit. Like, we talk about usage in the league. It's basically like who has the ball in their hands, and what happens when the ball is in their hands. And at the time we had, we were looking for Julius to be a primary scorer. Ant, of course, is a primary scorer, but Ant was handling the ball more. Mike Conley was trying to handle the ball as a point guard. So effectively we had 3 guys who needed the ball or wanted the ball in their hands early and often, for a variety of reasons, and all of them good. But we had to kind of reshape that puzzle. And what we effectively did is we moved Mike Conley off the ball a little bit more, asked him to become more of a scorer and be more aggressive, looking for his spot-up shooting. Julius was able to facilitate that and find him. Anthony kind of deferred a little bit more to Julius earlier in the game when Julius and him were still in. Then Julius comes out, one of our earlier subs. Then Anthony handles more because neither Mike nor Julius are in at that time. And sometimes these change according to matchups and personnel. So a lot of it had to do with just rotations, who we had on the floor, when, how, and how we employed them with each other.
How about Rudy? I mean, Rudy he changes games this way, but he changed that whole game 3 by just stopping guys by the basket and forcing passes to others. And so much of what he did Saturday night, it just doesn't show up in the box score, right?
Yeah, typical Rudy game in that way. It wasn't game 5, 27 points, 24 rebounds, where you felt him, to your point on the stat sheet every single time down. He also got a couple offensive rebounds down the stretch, kept alive a ball at the corner 3 that Anthony hits. He keeps it alive so Julius can get the offensive rebound. And when we talk about, big players being big and doing things that big teams do, Rudy personifies that. And when he's playing like that, he just is a game changer, to your point.
Hey, and with the Warriors, Chris, props to Jonathan Kuminga. Seriously, I mean, he attacked and got some makes over Rudy. Kuminga's gifted, isn't he?
He is. He is a very gifted scorer. He's got definitely got that. He reminds me a little bit of Ant. He's got that scorer's mentality that he's going to be able to get to his spots. He's going to come downhill on you. He's going to put his shoulder on you and hit you before he finishes. I give him great props too because he's been out of the rotation for quite a while, and for him to be able to come into this series and be able to contribute like that, it's a credit to him and his professionalism, staying ready. And, of course, his talent and skill. And
credit to you guys with 13 offensive rebounds Saturday. I know they had 12, but you had 13. And here's why. Is they led by 5 with about 8 minutes to go in game 3. And you guys got a couple of threes off offensive rebounds. And, I mean, it was debilitating to the Warriors, man. You could see it from afar. It completely snatched the momentum. Was that where you guys made the winning move?
Yeah, I felt like there was a couple key plays that, and most of them happened when we were down. We got down 8 at one point. Julius gets the and one right away, so that cuts it back to a 2-possession game. And I think somewhere in the vicinity of that play was also Anthony's left wing 3, which was a tough 3 that goes down. So as soon as they were able to put a little distance in the game, we were able to come right back up with 2 big plays, really, offensively. And it was a tough night to sustain any kind of offense for either team because the defense was so good on both sides of the ball, or for both teams, rather. And so you just, when that happens, offensive rebounds are going to be huge because generally there's going to be more misses, and you got to go get them back, and you hope that they lead to some sort of cleaner looks because the floor is a little bit more broken at that point.
I'm assuming with your guys, Chris, that you want them at times to pick up the tempo on offense. And I ask because there have been so many times that you've just looked like a third base coach with that arm gesture, like you're waving somebody home really quick to kind of get them going.
Yeah. I mean, with the way that the Warriors can play defense, and I think, Steve's doing it too. Like both teams, they're trying to prioritize running, but the effort and the energy that's going into the defense by both teams doesn't always leave the most amount of fuel in the tank to get out and run every single time. But it is a priority for us. I know it's a priority for them.
Is in any way part of their plan, Chris, limiting your transition game? And if so, how effective have they been?
Yeah, for sure. They're trying to limit our transition game. They're trying to extend their pressure. They've done a good job with that. That naturally will slow you down. They've been showing Anthony multiple bodies as soon as he comes over the half court line. That kind of slows us down right there. And those are things that we're going to have to be better at tonight.
A couple more to close here with Chris Finch, coach of the Wolves, and clearly it's difficult for the Warriors to generate threes without Steph Curry. So is dominating that facet of the game something that just has to happen until he returns, outscoring them mightily from beyond the arc?
We feel, we know that, their offense is capable of generating threes at a high level. Of course, the gravity of Steph moving around the floor really opens up a lot of opportunities for his teammates. And so now it's our discipline guarding on the perimeter, and not giving them those windows to find each other from the 3-point line. That is a huge part of what we're trying to do. I think it's a huge part of what they're trying to do too. I think they're trying to run us off the 3-point line. It's funny when you start looking at these game plans. I would imagine there's a lot of similar game plan points on both sides of the ball.
And maybe part of your game plan, specifically in Game 3, you guys were so physical and aggressive on the ball Saturday night with that defense, especially early, man. But when you say the guys kept getting in each other's way early, what does that mean?
Yeah, spacing. Our spacing was we were a little bit on top of each other. We needed to open up the floor with our spacing a bit more. To your point about transition, I thought, we were stopping short in transition. We weren't using the entire depth of the floor to kind of open up early lanes to attack or get into our early offense. And when we were, whether it be running a pick and roll or some sort of off-ball action, we just kind of didn't separate well enough. And with that physical, handsy defense, aggressive, athletic defense that they were playing, you need to really create advantages quicker.
And lastly, when Anthony dunks like he did with the one-hander, how much does that fire up the entire production, including Edwards?
Oh, it's mighty for us. I mean, he did a great job, I thought, of attacking and staying in attack mode when the game opened up for him to do that. We've seen that before. And when he's able to get down there and have one of those spectacular in-traffic dunks, I think it just motivates him as much as anything else because, he knows that at that point in time, he can definitely get to where he wants to go.
My man, you have a game in like 11 hours and change, so you better get going and enjoy the San Francisco morning. Thank you very much for the chat, and we'll talk soon. All right, Chris?
All right, thanks, PA. Take care.
All right, see you, buddy. That's Chris Finch, coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, courtesy of TimberTech and TimberTech.com. What's on deck 9 to noon includes the weekend wrap around the corner. Some stuff from the Stanley Cup playoffs with Mick Tocchet at about 10 o'clock, and elite basketball mind Parker Fox amplifies the equation at about 10:45. A couple of segments from now, we are going to accept Timberwolves talkbacks.
There we go, Paul!
Free iHeartRadio app, up to 30 seconds to give us your thoughts on what you think about tonight's game and this series against Golden State, and much more. So Talkback Central, about 9:45 at FM 100.3 KFAN. Brett Blakemore produces, and I'm Paul Allen. Thank you to the Timberwolves and Chris Finch for the assistance, amplifying 9 to noon to kick off this beautiful Monday in the upper Midwest. You're listening to 9 to noon, your cash thing leader.
The cash thing leader, the fan, and BigDeck.com will give you bonus bucks. Head to KFAN.com and the keyword check. The keyword is check, KFAN.com, keyword check.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hi, this is Javon, your Blinds.com design consultant.
Oh, wow. A real person.
Yep. I'm here to help with everything from selecting the perfect window treatments to...
Well, I've got a complicated project.
No problem. We make the complex simple. I can even help schedule a professional measure and install.
I didn't realize you did that.
We can also send you samples fast and free.
Wow. I mean, I always thought I needed a designer to come to my home, but scheduling's always a nightmare.
Not with Blinds.com. We're on your schedule. And there's no haggling, pressure, or hidden fees either.
I just might have to do more.
Whatever you need. How about you tell me what you had in mind?
Okay, then. So the first room we're looking at is for guests coming over, and I'm thinking of something...
Blinds.com has covered over 25 million windows, all backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Shop Blinds.com now and get up to 50% off with minimum purchase. Rules and restrictions may apply.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and Talkspace, the leading virtual therapy provider, is telling everyone, let's face it in therapy. By talking or texting with a supportive, licensed therapist at Talkspace, you can face whatever is holding you back, whether it's mental health symptoms, relationship drama, past trauma, bad habits, or another challenge that you need support to work through. It's easy to sign up. Just go to Talkspace.com and you'll be paired with a provider, typically within 48 hours. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule. Plus, Talkspace is in-network with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Make your mental health a priority and start today. If you're not covered by insurance, get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80. That's SPACE80. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80.
We've got your shot to win tickets to Summer of Loud 2025, Friday, July 11th at Somerset Amphitheater. See performances from Beartooth, I Prevail, Parkway Drive, and more. Head over our contest page to see how you can win today. KFAN.com, keyword contest.
It is now post time for the patented 9 to noon weekend wrap, provided by Hoffman Cooling and Heating. Get that AC, get that air conditioning fine-tuned with a $59 performance check simply by using HoffmanHeating.net. Hoffman Cooling and Heating picked up the wrap, and for that, we thank them. HoffmanHeating.net. Wolves Talkbacks for next segment. Next segment is Timberwolves Talkbacks exclusive. So go ahead to the free iHeartRadio app and submit your talkback. Let's howl on this beautiful Monday. They win the series in 5, right? They win the series in 5, right? Get OKC and Denver to go a week longer and start it all over again. That bad boy's 2-2, as you'll hear coming up soon in the controversial weekend wrap. You beat the Dubs in 5. Give yourselves the best chance to make the Western Conference Finals and maybe the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. Here's my talkback mockback for the talkback machine at the free iHeartRadio app in 3-2. What's up, boys? PA, even though you failed to bring up with Finch the helping hands given the last 2 by Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, Rob Dillingham's cheering from the bench, and Coach Mike Inori's halftime jokes, I do agree with you.
I always love that one.
Beat these guys tonight, and they'll start booking junkets to who knows where in the world. Jimmy might head to Monaco straight from MSP. You're right, Paul. Beating Golden State in 5 truly gives the Timberwolves their best chance to be a fresh and funky team in the Western Conference Finals. Game 4, 9 o'clock tonight, FM 100.3, KFAN. OKC in Denver yesterday. The Thunder roared in the Mile Get High City. That series is now 2-2 into Tuesday night's game at OKC. Feeling, quite honestly, like Oklahoma City is ready to go bang, bang and stop messing around with this upstart Denver team, which is led by former Wolves assistant David Adelman. He should be the next head coach of the Denver Nuggets. What an awesome job David and his staff have done as the interim for the Denver Nuggets. As devotees to the How, we are pulling for this series to go a long time, like 7 games, and maybe we can dispatch of the Golden State Warriors in 5 and get a little chill time. Boston got a game from the Knicks and Cat. They were able to beat them rather soundly over the weekend. Cat was no Julius Randle in the second half, and New York sports radio may be lambasting him for said lackluster half. Feels like the C's are about ready to blow by Cat and the Knicks like they're tied to a post. Game 4 is tomorrow night at the Garden. Young Parker amplifies the bit around 10:45. Parker Fox, he's an elite basketball mind. Be here about a quarter till 11. His basketball takes are high end. So you don't want to miss an elite takes stealing session guided by Parker Fox. He howls, you steal, and become the smartest Reuben the Cube. P. Fox, though, to the Stanley Cup playoffs. What an aorta smasher for the Oilers Saturday night.
Nobody to help him. A centering feed. Here's Riley Smith. Wade shoots, hit the post. Oh, he hit the post at the buzzer.
After video review, at 0.4, the puck completely goal.
Wow. You believe that? Wow.
They drop the puck at center. This game is over, and the crowd is in stunned disbelief. The Golden Knights are 6-0 in playoff games in which Carlson and Smith score. Smith has 2, including the winner, 4-3 Vegas.
Ooh! Aorta smasher for the Oil. Riley Smith scores with 0.4 left in the game on a shot that deflected off Edmonton Oilers forward Leon Draisaitl's stick to give the Vegas Golden Knights a stunning 4-3 victory in Game 3 Saturday night. Now, I'm sure this is a state of hockey, so we have a lot of elite hockey minds, including the producer, Brett Blakemore, so apologies from the host, because all of you probably know this, but I didn't. Smith's goal is tied for the latest game winner in regulation in Stanley Cup playoff history. Oh my gosh! Along with Nazem Kadri's goal for the beloved Avs in 2020, and UC Jokinen's goal for Carolina and Dem Canes in 2009. Yeah, state of hockey, elite hockey minds knew that. Right. Edmonton leads Vegas 2-1 in that best of 7. Carolina's up on OV 2-1. Florida and Toronto are tied at 2. And Dallas leads the Peg 2-1 into tomorrow night's big game at the Big D. McTockett joins 9 to noon around 10 o'clock. Weekend wrap in play, courtesy of Hoffman Cooling and Heating, hoffmanheating.net. Lionel Messi was in town to play our beloved Loons, and my man scored. Brett Blakemore was on the scene and files this report. What was it like?
It was electric. Felt like if you watch a boxing event, it has a big fight feel. That's what it felt like at Allianz. It felt like a big event. It was slammed. The lines was around the corner just to get into the place. And you see, it was a best case scenario for everyone in the state because the Loons dominate. They win 4-1. You see Messi score, and everyone goes home happy except if you somehow traveled from Miami.
And you see a lot of stars on the sideline, too.
Yes, sir.
Adjacent to the pitch, as they would say in the business. Justin Jefferson, Vikings running back Aaron Jones, Kirill Kaprizov, beloved Zuki was there. Taylor Heisey of the Frost was there. The stars were shining yesterday in St. Paul, weren't they, Double B?
And to see Messi shake hands with Kirill Kaprizov with my own 2 eyes, man, I know you don't idolize and pedestalize, but that was a pretty cool moment.
Right. We don't idolize and or pedestalize, but we also don't follow the beautiful game as closely as you do. So when it comes to a player like Lionel Messi, the Messi aura is that of worldwide dominance. I mean, it's even casual sports fans have fallen into the name Lionel Messi. But like when you watch him play, what's special about the way he plays? What differentiates Messi from the rest of the world?
I'll put it this way: there's a reason the kick was at 3:30 and not at 7. Because that's 8 o'clock p.m. for Spain and everyone in Europe. So there's a reason why that's the case. Just the way that he moves, and even though he's not a big guy, like he's just elusive, and every single pass and every single shot is right on the money. He had one corner right in front of me where that sucker was going in if Dane St. Clair didn't make a save on it from a corner kick. Like, he's just world class. He's still world class. Yeah, it was worth all the hype and all the buildup. It was awesome to watch.
The Loons beat Messi So let's give them some Covenant love. Let's go Loons. Let's go Loons. Baseball, is the local league being buried? I mean, we're not too far removed from the NFL draft. Minnesota Vikings football. The Minnesota Wild are not far removed from being eliminated by the Las Vegas Golden Knights. So we had some playoff hockey. And, of course, the Timberwolves, our beloved Hal, they are very much alive in round 2 of the NBA playoffs. And game number 4 is this evening at 9 o'clock on KFAN. But with the Twinigmatics, is the local lead being buried? My heavens. They've won 8 in a row.
Shoots this one fair inside the left field line. And Deshaun Kersey Jr. swings away and walks it off. And Brooks Lee scores, and the Twins sweep the Giants. 7-6 the final in 10. And the Twins have won 8 straight bowl games.
Hey, they just swept the Giants after the O's. They swept the O's, who honestly are kind of like the L's. They're not the O's, they're the L's. And your Twins are so hot. A week and change ago, they even won the crochet game at Fenway. The boys are sizzling right now. We're going to win, Twins. We're going to score. Byron Buxton has 3 home runs and 8 RBI just in the last week. Let's go Double B. Let's go Double B, 9 to noon. Let's go Double B, red, white, and blue of baseball immortality. By the way, Harrison Bader, former 9 to noon guest. My man doesn't play much, but you know what? Over the last week, he has a home run and a couple of doubles and leads the team in OPS during said time. Harrison Bader, who knew? The bullpen's been solid. Starters doing enough. All is good in the red, white, and blue hood. The Twins are now just 5 games behind the Tigers in the American League Central. And to close the weekend wrap, courtesy of Hoffman Cooling and Heating, the wrap takes us back to the Mile Get High City. Think it doesn't? Back to Denver, Colorado, you say, and a quick switch flim-flam. Before Saturday's Rockies-Padres game at Coors Field. All right, so we got to go back to Saturday before the game. You got the manager, the general manager, and constituents chatting with the assembled media before a Saturday night game on quite the steamy Saturday in the Mile Get High City. The Colorado Rockies general manager's name is Bill Schmidt, and he openly, to the media and subsequently the public, given the media is the conduit, he backed manager Bud Black, talking about his job security before Saturday night's game, telling the Denver Post he believes the season still can be turned around. And he gave not exactly a glowing, metaphorical, verbal slap on the back of Black, the black of back, but he basically made it sound like my man's fine. Quote, I still think our guys are playing hard, and that's what I look at, said the GM. Guys are working hard every day. They come with energy for the most part. I don't think we're at the point of firing Black. Guys still believe in what we are doing and where we are headed. We are all frustrated. Then they played the game Saturday at Coors Field. The Rockies lost 21-0.
Oh, my gosh.
21-0.
Oh, my gosh.
Colorado had lost its previous 4 games by at least 8 runs. And is the first team to allow 10 or more runs in 4 consecutive games since the 2021 O's. I mean the L's, I mean the O's. And despite the GM's quasi-vote of confidence, Bud Black was fired yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
And, of course, after his Rockies beat San Diego 9-3. What a world. Weekend, wrap your mind around that one, devotees. Thank you, Hoffman Heating, hoffmanheating.net, for the $59 AC performance check and much more. It is hoffmanheating.net, Hoffman Cooling and Heating. They picked up the wrap, and we are very thankful for that. You're listening to 9 to noon around the corner. Some Timberwolves-related talkbacks, please. I'm feeling the Wolves in 5. And I'm also feeling it's important to get some days up to the Western Conference finals, I believe against Oklahoma City, but that thing's still 2-2. Your T-Wolves talkbacks are around the corner at FM 100.3. KFAN, your weekend rap leader.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and Talkspace, the leading virtual therapy provider, is telling everyone, let's face it in therapy. By talking or texting with a supportive, licensed therapist at Talkspace, you can face whatever is holding you back, whether it's mental health symptoms, relationship drama, past trauma, bad habits, or another challenge that you need support to work through. It's easy to sign up. Just go to Talkspace.com and you'll be paired with a provider, typically within 48 hours. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule. Plus, Talkspace is in-network with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Make your mental health a priority and start today. If you're not covered by insurance, get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80. That's SPACE80. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80.
Carboni's Pizza wants to fuel your playoff party. Visit one of their 30-plus locations to enjoy delicious pizza and get ready for the playoff run. Find your nearest Carboni's today at carbonispizza.com.
Come on in here with these talkbacks, free iHeartRadio app. It is time to howl. T-Wolves Warriors, 9 o'clock tonight, FM 100.3, KFAN. Alan Horton, the Vox, on the lead vocals. And once again, I'm feeling the Timberwolves in 5. Really hoping this OKC Denver Nuggets series continues potentially into next week. And, for the talkbacks, I'm wondering what's up with Anthony Edwards and his first halves of these games. It's no big concern, but like no gyrations or cocky arm movements when he hits a three. He's helping big time, but these first halves, though, we're going to roll with those talkbacks momentarily. But first, joining us now is Alan Horton's right-hand man. He is Superstats Dave Handelin. Please follow him via Twitter, as 9 to Noon does, at Superstats Dave, for everything that howls. And maybe he'll even tout you on the Preakness, which takes place this Saturday. Watch and wager, be a part of history at Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com. So, David, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing today, PA?
Pretty well, brother. You are you in the Bay Area or are you back here?
I am not in the Bay Area this time. I let the Wolves go on without me this weekend. So I know. So I'm in here in beautiful, warm Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah, but that's a little bit of a kick in the abacus. I mean, I would imagine you'd like to be there, right?
Oh, I would love to be there. It would be great. But I'm missing out. I'm glad that the team was able to fight through and win without my presence being there. Mm-hmm. I was 2-1 in LA, so I was kind of like, all right, this could be on me. But nope, they were able to fight through and win on Saturday night, despite me not being there with Alan and Jim Pete.
Statsy, when I was chatting with Chris Finch and you were texting me, can you give me the context on these texts? We'll go one by one. Julius Randle, second half of Game 3, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. So he had a triple-double in the game, but he almost had the triple-double by itself in the second half. And 23 assists for Julius over the last 2 games. All hail Julius here with this, right, Statsy?
Julius has been incredible. This entire playoff run, right? There was a couple games versus the Lakers, and it felt like when things were going sour for the Wolves, it was Julius who was kind of there doing a little bit of everything. And maybe it was only a quarter, but he would find mismatches and absolutely punish people. And it's kind of carried over here against Golden State. it's been awesome. I like when you said to Finch, he puts the power and power forward, and that's like exactly what he's doing. But he's also a playmaker where it's, I don't know, like Jim Pete, I think, brought it up the other night during the broadcast, like how he would, like the old Knicks teams where he would have felt like Anthony Mason or something like that, where he's just this big guy that could do a little bit of everything, and he can punish you down low, make plays, and he can shoot. He's been awesome. Julius has been 23 assists in the 2 games, and like how many of them are leading to the absolutely wide open threes? Like in game 2, like he had 8 assists on 3-pointers, and those 3-pointers were like wide open shots for the Timberwolves. And it went in.
So when you're watching these games, I mean, are you back at home or at CBY Track Flack in the press box at Canterbury Park, like taking the stats play by play, even though there's no Vox to whom you can hand the Post-it notes?
So for game 2, I went down to my parents' house for Mother's Day weekend. So I watched the game with my mom, who was like super uber, like Timberwolves Rube, Minnesota sports Rube. So like I was trying to be like the calming presence as like she was maybe a little bit overreacting negatively through the first 3 quarters. I'm like, we'll be fine, Mom. And then finally, Ant came alive and just broke the hearts of everybody there in Warriorville. Like, so, nope. So I was doing that. I was kind of keeping some notes and keeping track. Like, all right, when Draymond fouled out, like, that's probably going to be a turning point. And like, they just didn't have enough to keep up with the Wolves once Draymond was out there. That opened up the pathways that entire second half. And that's what kind of where Ant killed him. He didn't have to worry about Draymond.
Beloved Statsy is an elite basketball mind. He's the right-hand man for Alan Horton, has been for nearly 2 decades. At Superstats Dave via the tweet machine. Please follow him as 9 to Noon does. That second text you sent me midway through the Finchy interview, Jimmy Butler, Jimmy the Bulldog, Jimmy Buckets is what some people call him. And he's a dog. I mean, Jimmy Butler's the bomb. That's about, I mean, honestly, have you seen a more steely player? I mean, he never complains. He never complains about anything. Even if he thinks he was fouled, he rarely gets mad and stuff like that. But 43 minutes of play in game 3. And in the first 3 quarters, Jimmy the Bulldog, 11 of 19, 28 points. But in the fourth quarter, 1 of 7, 5 points. Kind of like how LeBron lost that vertical in the fourth quarter of that first series. Old guys can't jump when they get tired, right, Statsy?
Right. It's especially with stuff out, there's just so much heavy lifting that's going on Jimmy's plate. And he says he's just letting the game come to him and trying to do all the right things. But he's 35 years old. He's having to do a lot of heavy lifting versus a very good Timberwolves team right now. And it's just, they're wearing him down. I don't know. Alan tweeted like an hour ago that Butler is 4 of 27, 15%, when Julius, Jaden, or Ant are the primary defender.
Ooh.
So when Jimmy's getting switches and onto the other people, that's when he's eating a little bit. But when one of those 3 guys is on him, the Timberwolves are kind of shutting Jimmy down. For as good of a series as he's had, it has seemed like he's tired in like 43 minutes. That's a lot for him, especially when I do believe there is some sort of injury that he went through there in the first round that hasn't fully recovered.
Yeah, the pelvic bit.
Yeah, it's probably not fully right, and it's limiting him a little bit. And just by the time the fourth quarter comes, he's got his work cut out. And Timberwolves just don't let up when we roll out the 8 starters, and they all can play defense, and everybody's going at them, giving different looks. It's awesome to watch. Like. But why not, Al? Why not? Let's get back to the conference finals again.
Hey, Statsy, I left you that 30 that I owe you in Midday's office. Did you get it?
I'm going to get it. I haven't got it yet, but I've heard it's out there, and it's just accruing interest.
I feel Wolves in 5. What about you?
I'm all over Wolves in 5. We're going to be howling. We're going to win tonight, and then we're going to finish it on Wednesday night, and then we're going to hopefully watch a nice Oklahoma City versus Denver 7-game series, like get them all nice and toasty. Wait as we get to wait again for them.
All right.
Would love it. Would be perfect.
Lastly, they haven't drawn the race yet, but we kind of know who's in. Any early quick twitch Preakness related opinion, sadly, Sovereignty, the Derby winner, is not going to be racing. Triple Crown dead. But journalism, he'll be, I think, prohibitively favored Saturday in the Preakness. Take your pick. Who do you like?
Journalism is going to be the pick. I'm just going to solo him in like pick 4s, pick 5s.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of money. Like, he's probably going to be less than even money. But could be, maybe he's beatable, right? That stretch run for how hard they had to work, maybe that wears a little bit out of him and you catch a price. I guess we'll have to hear who KG touts after he hit Sovereignty in the Derby. So we'll have to reassess when I hear whoever KG is picking on that. But I'm on journalism. I thought he was the best horse going into the Derby, and I think with the field and who he's left for the Preakness, this should be easy money for him, is what I feel.
Our guy, KG, smashed the Kentucky Derby with Sovereignty.
Smashed.
Yeah, that was good work right there, wasn't it?
And so KG, I hadn't clarified with him that he hadn't taken like a beating throughout the day, that then he didn't play Sovereignty and then was kicking himself like we've seen at other times in the Canterbury press box.
Yeah, that happens to the best of us and all of us. I have no idea if that happened to Kevin. All I know is it's very hard to predict the winner of the Kentucky Derby, and he did so. So you get
he nailed it.
You get mucho props and a lot of reverence from 9 to noon. Hey,
I think he gave out the trifecta, his top 5 picks. I think he had the trifecta in there.
Damn,
the top 5 with the Sovereignty winning too.
All he does is win, win, win. Ain't no doubt.
Win, win, win.
I appreciate the time, Statsy. Have a good day, brother.
All right, you a good day as well.
Later, man. That's Super Stats Dave, right-hand man to Alan Horton at Super Stats Dave via the tweet machine. Talk back Central, and here they are.
Hey, good morning, guys. Mitch here from South St. Paul. So after watching that Game 3, it just goes to show that we really need to close this thing out before Steph gets back. Because, if you tell me that with the addition of Steph, with us only winning by, a couple points each game, you think he's not going to make up that difference in points? I feel like this series could go a completely wrong way if Steph gets back into the lineup with how they've been playing. So we just got to close this thing out in 5. Let's go, baby. How?
Elite, clear, Hal, Mitch. That's under the assumption baby Steph comes back at any point for this series. Because unless there's a new report that I missed, he was going to be out at least games 2, 3, and 4. So that's at least 2, 3, and 4. Tonight's big. Yeah, tonight's big because if you win tonight and you jump up 3-1, man, you're like a 90% piece to move on to the Western Conference Finals. So I'm with you, Mitch, but quite honestly, I'm not sure baby Steph is going to reemerge anytime soon. Talk back Central.
What's up, PA? It's Connor Hansen from Rosemont, Minnesota.
Hi.
And all I gotta say is LeBron cried, Luka tried, and Shannon lied. Wolves are still in 5.
My man's feeling good about himself on this beautiful Monday. Talk back.
Hey, Paul. Just calling in to talk about Nikhil Alexander-Walker and how he hasn't really been the player that we'd hoped he'd been in the series.
Game 2, though.
Do you think that going to Jalen Clark or somebody like Terrence Shannon Jr. Could provide a spark that now is lacking during this series? Thanks.
Yeah, my man. I appreciate that. And Alexander-Walker, I think he had 20 in Game 2. So getting the shot right, the recognition of where to be on defense, it's all paramount in the postseason. Now, Nikhil Alexander-Walker was lauded for a lot of his defense in the LA Lakers series, and I'm sure it's mostly accurate. But for those looking closely, you will remember the coaches and Chris Finch kind of getting into beloved Nah several times, in essence indicating like he's not where he was supposed to be on like some weird Austin Reeves shot or something like that. But nevertheless, he's a valued contributor to the Covenant. Now, that I was chatting with somebody yesterday about Jalen Clark and about strictly just a short amount of minutes to bang on the Bulldog, to get physical. The Pojemski bit, by the way, he's really good. Had no idea how good his overall game was. His three-point shooting, there's nothing flashy about him. He's just tough. The Santa Clara kid is tough as nails, man, and Kuracek can really coach to keep these things without Steph as close as he has to a certain extent the last couple of games, specifically game 3. Kuracek knows his way around a gym, but Clark in short patches at this time of the series where, again, Jimmy the Bulldog, man, and he's going to have to play at least 43 minutes again tonight. But in the fourth quarter, old people get tired, just like LeBron. We saw it with LeBron's 8-inch vertical fourth quarters of games against the Wolves. It's happening with Jimmy. It's when he's not penetrating, getting into the key and seeing stifle and then saying, oh, geez, okay, and dribbling out and or passing it. He's unfurling the 12-inch vertical and missing layups. Why? Because his legs are tired. So maybe Jalen Clark can tire them out a little more. I like that take in wild card fashion. Talk back, please.
Hey, Paul. Top of the morning to you. I think the Wolves have not played their best game yet in this series, and they're due tonight. It's going to be a blowout. You heard it from me first.
Thank you, me. Blowout would be sweet, specifically up by I don't know, how about one of those OKC things like they did game 2 to Denver and a couple of times to Memphis where you're up by 40 into the fourth quarter. So we can all go 9-9 and get ready for a Talker Tuesday, 9 to noon. Down with another talk back here. They were kind enough to come in, talk back and text more than people know.
Hey, gentlemen, it is Ralph from Ramsey. Hope you guys are doing well. Love the show. Love the fact that the Wolves are not playing their best basketball and they're still winning. But I hate the fact that they're not playing their best basketball. They're not going to be able to get away with that against Oklahoma or Denver. Anyhow, love my Wolves. Love you guys more. Go Wolves. Wolves in 5.
The mark of a good team is one that finds a way to win while not playing its best, and that would personify the Howl. I don't know if Julius Randle can play much better, though. It's the best he's ever played in his career. Always have loved him more now. Hope he never leaves the Covenant. It's 10 o'clock. Good morning. McTalkett is next.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you, you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Okay, have you heard about this? Last year, Degree changed the formula for their Cool Rush deodorant. Their fans rebelled and wanted the old scent back. And Degree listened. That doesn't happen often.
They admitted that they effed up and are bringing the original Cool Rush scent back. And it's exactly how you remember it. Cool, crisp, and fresh. There's a reason it's the #1 men's antiperspirant. And it's back in Walmart, Target, and other stores for under $4.
So try it and see what the fuss is about. Head to your local stores to try the OG Cool Rush for yourself.
Summer on the south side of Chicago is heating up.
You planning revenge? Aren't you?
The Chi is back May 16th on Paramount Plus. It's the season of the women.
Women, this is our chance. It's time to get to work.
But the men aren't giving up without a fight.
The street's always gonna have a villain.
No one is backing down in the Showtime original series from Emmy Award winner Lena Waithe.
Why do black women always have to save the day? If we don't do it, who else will?
The Chi, new season streaming May 16th on the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan.
Wasabi Technologies is purpose-built to free businesses from skyrocketing storage costs and unpredictable egress fees from those old and top-heavy legacy providers. You know, the big guys. Wasabi is the go-to provider for professional and collegiate sports teams around the world. From Wasabi's AI-enabled intelligent media storage, Wasabi Air, to the industry's only cloud storage service with triple protection against cyber criminals, Wasabi is driving innovation in data storage. All for up to 80% less than those other guys. Try them out for free at wasabi.com.